The following sports broadcast is a special presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. It's time for the excitement of West Virginia high school basketball, featuring the Martinsburg Bulldogs. Today's high school basketball broadcast is being brought to you by
Miller Honda of Winchester, the Marius Group at Ameriprise Financial, Parsons Ford, Smallwood Small Insurance, Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, the Berkeley County Health Department, Luttrell LC Real Estate Attorney, Mike Folk for Governor, W. Harley Miller Systems, Carpet World, Bechtel Jewelers, Hagerstown Ford, the Brown Funeral Homes, WVU Medicine, and Panhandle Dumpsters.
And now, let's go courtside and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team with today's pregame show.
Season winners of 6 in a row, while Jefferson comes in winners of 4 straight with a record of 9 wins and 5 losses.
Yeah, this is a Jefferson Cougar team that is coming off of a 70-63 win last time out against Washington. And when you look overall at this season, this is a Jefferson team that is having a much better year at this point in the season than they have had total wins and total seasons over the last 2 years. So this is a much improved Jefferson team, and one thing that you're going to hear us say throughout the broadcast is this is a good Jefferson team that is also a very young Jefferson team. Looking at their roster up and down, 4 juniors, 6 sophomores, and they're led by a freshman. And so you look at this team, and not only are they producing on the court this year, but this is going to be a team that is making huge deposits for the next couple of seasons.
Now, both of these teams coming off of big victories in their section. Let's start with Jefferson, Matt. The Cougars raced down to a 42-28 halftime lead, and while they were outscored in the second half, did what they needed to do to hold off the Washington Patriots last Friday night. 70-63 the final. In that game, a couple of big stats. Well, Jefferson hit 10 three-pointers and shot 76% from the foul line, making 22 of 29 free throws.
And you hear 10 three-pointers for the Jefferson Cougars, and you think, wow, that's a lot at the high school level. That's just about their average, coming in at about 9 threes made in each ball game. 8.8 is the exact number, so we'll give them the benefit of the doubt and round up to 9. 124 threes made on the season, and you compare that to what Martinsburg has done. Martinsburg is averaging 5.4 threes a contest, and they've shot only 60 threes on the season so far. So Jefferson is going to put up a lot of threes, and looking at their record, they're going to make a lot of threes, and that's the reason they've won a lot of ball games this year.
Martinsburg is coming off of a 71-61 win on Friday right here against Hedgesville. Just a 3-point game at the half. Martinsburg led 36-33, and the Dogs likewise from the foul line were outstanding. 15 of 17, that's 88%, and 12 of 14 came in that fourth quarter.
It's been a roller coaster year for them at the foul line, hadn't it? You think they're putting the beginning of the season and their woes the foul line behind, and then they'll go through a 1 or 2 game stretch where they'll shoot 40 to 50% from the charity stripe and then come out and have the game like they had against Hedgesville. That was one whale of a high school basketball game. I think that game was everything it was touted to be. I think the one thing you take away from that game is Martinsburg was able to win by 10, and they were able to do that with only 5 points from their leading scorer in Telrin Villa. Not just their leading scorer, but one of the best scorers in the entire Eastern Panhandle, nonetheless one of the best scorers, I'm sure, in the entire state. So you look at what they were able to do without Telrin Villa. I think that tells you a lot about how the sections and regions are starting to play out as we near February.
Well, and that is certainly what this game will do tonight. Give us a little bit of an indication of what the region may look like as a whole, as Jefferson out of Section 2 in Region 1, Martinsburg out of Section 1 in Region 1. If these two teams should meet, it would be in a game to determine who goes to Charleston and the state tournament. Of course, plenty of more basketball to come before we get to that at the end of February and the beginning of March. Well, this is the pregame show. It's brought to you by W. Harley Miller Systems. They provide custom integration services like home and office automation, home theater, networking, audio-video distribution, and more. Phone them at 304-350-1931 or visit WHMsystems.com. On the other side of the break, we'll see what's going on around the Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference. It's our check of the area schedule. This is West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday, I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
My name is Monica. I'm an elementary school teacher.
My name is Mitch. I'm a graphic design specialist.
We have 4 children. Currently we have life and auto insurance with Erie. Our agent is helping us to move our homeowners insurance to Erie as well.
They've always been a good company and good customer service. If anything ever happens to me, my family will be protected.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
We welcome you back into the Martinsburg Fieldhouse, where tonight the Martinsburg Bulldogs play host to the Jefferson Cougars. Let's find out what else is going on around the Eastern Panhandle. We'll start with Hedgesville at 11-3, coming off that loss against Martinsburg last Friday. They are off until this upcoming Friday, when they will entertain these very Jefferson Cougars. Going on tonight, Musselman is hosting Washington. The Applemen will come in winners of 2 in a row, 4 of their last 5. Matt, they are now 7-5, while the Washington Patriots are 3-6 following that loss at Jefferson last Friday.
Yeah, and that's a game that I think said a lot about the way that section is going to play out. Hampshire, again, covering Martinsburg game in and game out, you don't see a lot about Hampshire because it's not a game that Martinsburg plays within the region. I personally think you should be mandated by the SSAC to play every team that you're going to see in your regional tournament, but that's another discussion for another time. But I think that the game between Jefferson and Washington said a lot about what could happen in that section. I think that you look at Washington, and they're a team that is going to be able to beat you one way, and that is if they can have the size down low. We saw that when they played Martinsburg, and they did a very good job of using that size advantage down low. If you don't have size to counteract the size of the Patriots, it's going to be a tough game, and that's, I think, why the game against Martinsburg was so close.
Let's turn our attention to the Spring Mills Cardinals, who were in action last night. Matt, they snapped a 9-game slide, improving to 4-10 with a home victory, knocking off Fort Hill 55-43.
And we talked about it in Miller time. Fort Hill, not necessarily a basketball power, more seen as a football school. When you're a football power like they are, and usually pretty decent year in and year out in baseball, it means you have athletes in the school. And when you have athletes, it usually produces a somewhat decent to above average basketball team at the least. So I think that's a good one at home. If you're Spring Mills, you've got to win the games at home that you can, the ones you have left at home. But anything you can do to stop the skid they were on since that holiday tournament, it was much needed.
Well, there you go. A look at what's happening in boys basketball. We'll be efforting scores from that Washington Musselman game tonight as we bring you Martinsburg hosting Jefferson. On the girls' side, these two programs got together last night, and Martinsburg made it 10 straight wins. They improved to 11-2 as they knock off Jefferson 55-35. And Matt, that's an impressive win considering Jefferson had been on a nice winning streak. They had won 5 straight prior to the loss. They now are 9-7.
And that just shows you how much Kyle Triggs has that team in sync right now. We say it in just about every check of the area schedule, but he has said to us throughout the season that the defense is always going to be there. It's been there since the beginning of the season. It was just a matter of time before the offense caught up, and I think, and I'm sure we'll talk to Coach Triggs, if not the end of this week, then coming up next week in Miller time, but I'm sure he'll say that he believes that offense, probably not the best they could be because it's never as good as a coach wants it to be. There's always somewhere to improve, but I think he's going to say that the offense is pretty darn close to where he expected it to be at this point in the season.
There was one other girls game last night. Washington played, hosting Musselman. Wanted to make sure I got it at the right spot, and it was all Musselman. 66-31 as the Lady Applemen improved to 11-4. They've now won 3 in a row after a 3-game losing streak, while the Washington Lady Patriots fall to 1-10 as they have now dropped 8 straight games. Hedgesville not playing until this coming Friday when they will host Jefferson. And Spring Mills, they will be playing again on the 29th.
Tomorrow.
They will take on John Hanley, and that will be the lone game going on around the area on Wednesday. There is our check of the area schedule. Wait, one more score we need to tell you about. JV basketball. Martinsburg gets the win against Jefferson, 63-36. The Dogs have now won 7 in a row after dropping their opening game on the JV level. Well, stay tuned. On the other side of the break, we're going to hear from Martinsburg head coach Dave Rogers as we preview our matchup with Jefferson at Martinsburg on the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. This is West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Get the biggest savings of the year at the 2019 Big Finish event going on now at Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Martinsburg. How about an all-new Ram 1500 LTD over $10,000 off plus 0% APR? A 2019 Ram HD 3500 over $7,000 off. A 2020 Jeep Compass is only $21,266. The all-new Chrysler Voyager is $27,479 plus 0% APR. And a 2019 Chrysler 300 is only $24,815. Celebrate the 2019 Big Finish with the deepest discounts and lowest APR of the year. No money down, no payments for 90 days. Great selection, great people, and great deals at Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Route 9 at Kelly Island Road, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. Online at millerschryslerjeep.com. Stock numbers 20126, 20017, 19347, 20135, 19232. All payments based on approved credit, taxes, tags, and processing fees extra. See dealer for details.
We welcome you back in to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. Having some fun in between our commercial breaks here at the Fieldhouse, getting ready for tonight's matchup between Martinsburg and Jefferson.
It's always fun. We try to be as professional
304-267-3050. Starting lineups brought to you by D&N Auto Specialist. If your vehicle is not starting properly, start at D&N Auto to get it fixed right the first time. Family owned and operated since 1974. Call them at 304-267-4078. Jefferson 9-5, winners of 4 in a row, 6 of their last 8, led by 8th-year head coach Richard Lewis, a record of 77-96, assisted by Tommy Murray. For Jefferson, Dayon Taylor, a 5'8 sophomore, is at guard. Cyrus Murray, a 5'6 senior, is at guard. Will Shively is a 6'1 freshman, listed as a swingman, goes both guard or forward. Jaden Butts is a 6'4 junior forward, and Cameron Johnson is a 6'1, a sophomore guard. Now for the Martinsburg Bulldogs, 9-2. They've won 6 in a row, and 9 of their last 10. They're led by head coach Dave Rogers. In his 41st season, he's got 774 wins, 222 losses. Could tonight be win number 775? We'll find out. He's assisted by Bruce Fowler, Richard Moore, Chris Berg, and Daryl Smith. For the Bulldogs, Trey Sager is a 6'3 junior forward. Telrin Villa is a 6'3 senior forward. Garrett Stobbs, a 6'1 junior guard. Teddy Marshall is a 6'2 senior guard. And Anthony Smith is a 6'1 junior guard. That is a look at our lineups, and brought to you by D&N Auto Specialist, where honesty is their best policy. They specialize in exhaust alignments and tires. Call D&N Auto Specialist at 304-267-4078. Martinsburg has won 11 in a row in this series, and 28 of the last 29 meetings. Jefferson's last win against the Dogs came in the 2015 season, a 74-62 victory, and prior to that win, they snapped a 17-game losing streak. So Martinsburg has really owned this series in recent years.
And you want to go back even further, how about 42 of the last 48 for the Dogs?
All right, let's pause here for the playing of our national anthem. As we do, we'll send it to the studio for a 2-minute timeout. On the other side of the break, we got the opening tip and all the play-by-play. It's West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday, I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
Get the biggest savings of the year at the 2019 Big Finish event going on now at Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Martinsburg. How about an all-new Ram 1500 LTD over $10,000 off plus 0% APR? A 2019 Ram HD 3500 over $7,000 off. A 2020 Jeep Compass is only $21,266. The all-new Chrysler Voyager is $27,479 plus 0% APR. And a 2019 Chrysler 300 is only $24,815. Celebrate the 2019 Big Finish with the deepest discounts and lowest APR of the year. No money down, no payments for 90 days. Great selection, great people, and great deals at Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Route 9 at Kelly Island Road, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. Online at MillersChryslerJeep.com. Stock numbers 20126, 20017, 19347, 20135, 19232. All payments based on approved credit, taxes, tags, and processing fees extra. See dealer for details.
Thank Byler for that one.
Thank you.
Along with Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller. John Alderton running our TV 10 camera. Eric Sterick, our engineer and producer, at the studio. Martinsburg breaking the huddle down to our right. Coming out onto the floor in the white uniforms, black lettering, orange trim, DAWGS, Dogs, on the front of those jersey tops. The Cougars out of the huddle down to our left, and they come on in those maroon uniforms with the gold lettering and white trim, Jefferson, across those jersey tops. Stepping into that center circle, Telrenvilla for Martinsburg, and it looks like Jaden Butts, the 6'4 junior, for Jefferson. Ball is in the air, 3 officials working this one. Tap controlled by Martinsburg. Anthony Smith walks it across midcourt as the Dogs shoot at the basket to our left. Smith down the right side of the lane, gives off to Telrenvilla in the paint, 14-foot jumper off the rim. Trey Sager rebound, had a shot block, got it back, missed it, but the tip is up and in for Telrenvilla. Not a good start for Jefferson on the board.
Yeah, if you're Jefferson, you have that slight size advantage height-wise down low. You got to take advantage of that early. You can't give Martinsburg second chance opportunities, and that was 3-4 opportunities for Martinsburg, their first possession.
Deep three from straight away, off the mark for Cameron Johnson. Martinsburg quickly the other way, driving to the rim is Anthony Smith. He'll be fouled, and a couple of free throws are coming. Took it down the left side of the lane, cutting to his right towards the basket. Was hit by Dayon Taylor. It'll be his first and the game's first. Anthony Smith, a 65% free throw shooter, and the first foul shot off the back of the rim, no good. He was 15 of 23 coming in. His free throw shooting down just a bit from last year when he was 85%, 62 of 73 a year ago. Smith does get 1 of 2, and the Bulldog lead is 3-0. Into the front court, Taylor on the dribble, gets to the near sideline and apparently stepped on that sideline. Good defense by the Bulldogs. Marshall and Stobbs on a double team.
Jefferson's showing slight backcourt pressure, but not a whole lot, just some kind of token pressure in the backcourt as Taylor very lightly guarding Anthony Smith, who slowly brings it into the front court.
Smith down the left of the lane, gives to Stobbs, cutting into the paint, feeds down low, intended for Sager. Good defense, Butts, seeing that one coming, stepped into the passing lane and gets the steal. Johnson in the front court, Shively with the left side three, off the rim and the backboard. Rebound at the foul line, on the run to Teddy Marshall, down the floor to Anthony Smith. The bouncing pass in the lane, took him to the baseline. He backs it out on the left side, now drives that left baseline, and Smith will go back to the line as he's fouled in the act of shooting. Looks like that personal will go on Will Shively. 6'1 junior picks up his first.
And Jefferson starting out in man-to-man, and I think that's the reason Anthony Smith was able to get back to the basket. It was Dayon Taylor as Smith knocks down the first foul shot, but it was Dayon Taylor who followed Smith all the way down to that low block, and then when Smith turned around, Taylor ran right back out to the top of the key. If they're sticking in the zone and can make that switch, I don't think Anthony Smith gets an easy opportunity to go back down into the lane.
Smith gets both free throws this time. 5-0 is that Martinsburg lead, and a double team just across midcourt on the far sideline forces Cameron Johnson to step out of bounds. 2 turnovers, a missed shot. It has not gone well for Jefferson on the offensive end. On the defensive end, hasn't gone well on the boards as Martinsburg has done a nice job with offensive rebounds and getting to the foul line. Hesitation move down the left side of the lane for Teddy Marshall, and he's able to bank it up and in. 7-0, that Bulldog advantage.
Jaden Butts right there, but you could tell just does not have the speed to keep up with a little hesitation from Teddy Marshall.
Taylor with a nice drive down the left side of the lane for Jefferson, able to avoid a potential double team deep on that left wing. He got around the defense and took it right to the rack where Trey Sager commits the foul. That'll send Taylor to the line. He's a 60% foul shooter, 34 of 57 on the year. Interesting free throw technique. Foul shot short off the rim. What is that technique? He stands a good, foot and a half behind the foul line as opposed to getting the toes right up on that foul line. Second free throw on the way, and this one is good. So Taylor gets 1 of 2, and Jefferson is on the board, but trailing 7-1.
Easy to criticize when he misses the front end of 2 shots short off the front of the iron. The next one, nothing but net, but definitely unique.
Well, another Bulldog turnover as a pass in the lane taken away by Jaden Butts. He's got a couple of early steals, and now a near steal for Teddy Marshall, but a foul will be called. He got a hand on the ball intended for Cyrus Murray, but as Murray pulled it in, Marshall got him on the arm.
And looking at that play, I think that could have gone either way. It certainly looked like Murray used that offhand to extend a little bit to get free. I think that could have gone as very easily a no call as Jefferson barely gets it in at just before that 5-second call gets it into Taylor.
Yeah, lob across the floor from the far side to the near side, taken in the backcourt by Taylor. Works around a screen by Butts, gives it to Butts at the top of the key. A little ball fake into the lane. He floats it up on the run, off the right side of the rim, and the rebound, Anthony Smith. Quick outlet up the near side to Teddy Marshall. Marshall stops, pops the three-pointer off the rim in the backboard. Sager tips, it wouldn't go. Sager tips again, and eventually Shively comes away with it. Almost lost it, and manages to get it to Taylor.
Not the cleanest played game on either end so far, Matt.
Down the floor, Taylor gets into the lane, kicks out to Cyrus Murray. Murray from the right sideline, firing a three that caroms off the rim, and the rebound out of bounds to Martinsburg.
And Murray, the minute he shot that basketball from the right corner, started going back to play defense. I'm not sure if that's an every time he shoots the ball thing or whether he thought that was going in, but if he follows his shot, he probably gets that offensive rebound with a good opportunity about 10 feet away from the basket.
Garrett Stobbs, stumbling and falling, somehow kept his dribble going in the backcourt, got it off to Anthony Smith, who takes it to the rim, and his shot rolls around and drops through. 9-1 Martinsburg.
So starting very similar to the JV game, Martinsburg had a 12-0 lead at one point.
Johnson open left corner three, rolls around the rim and out. Teddy Marshall the rebound. Long lob pass down the floor to Telrin Villa under the basket, behind the back pass to keep from going out of bounds. It goes to Anthony Smith, who lays it up and in. The Martinsburg lead is 11-1, and head coach Richard Lewis of Jefferson needs a timeout. It'll be a 60-second break. Let's take the full 60 as well. 4:41 to play in our opening quarter, and Martinsburg up by 10.
Carpet World is more than just carpet. Carpet World specializes in a complete selection of hardwood floors by respected names like Armstrong, Bruce, Shaw, and Mohawk, and tile by Dowell Tile, American Oleum, and Mannington for all rooms in your home. And Carpet World can update your bathroom shower with very attractive ceramic tile walls and floor. Financing with up to 12 months deferred interest is available, along with experienced quality installation at Carpet World, 2330 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. CarpetWorldofMartinsburg.com.
Prepare for what's next or to plan ahead. We're here. Brown Funeral Home, a legacy of service since 1880.
It has been all Martinsburg in the early going of this one, opening a 7-0 lead before one of two free throws from Dagan Taylor got Jefferson on the board, but Martinsburg has added 4 more points, and they lead 11-1. Now out of the Cougar timeout, Shively working into the front court, trying to get that one off to Taylor in a double team in midcourt, taken away by Anthony Smith to Stobbs, down low to Telrin Villa. Under too far, it comes off the bottom of the rim, and Butts clears the rebound. Working into the front court, Murray now along this right sideline. Gives off to Johnson, low post right side, back to the basket. He'll back it out into the corner, and they'll swing it around the perimeter. Shively along that left sideline, sends back out top to Johnson. To Murray from the right wing. His three, a little too strong, and a backside foul going after the rebound as Will Shively picks up his second. Not good news for Jefferson.
Yeah, not ideal. The freshman coming in averaging 16.1 points a game, and if he has to go out early, which he is right now with 2 fouls, we're not even halfway through quarter number 1. And that's going to be no, Shively's not going to come out of the ball game. Coming out is Cyrus Murray. That's a unique decision by Jefferson head coach Richard Lewis, but I guess his thought process, if they want to come back in the game, they're going to need Shively in the basketball game.
Bradley Prutzman checking into the lineup, and Martinsburg inbounds to Garrett Stobbs, who simply dribbles right down the middle of the floor, down the middle of the lane, right to the rim, and the underhand layup is good. Back the other way. 3 ball from the left corner comes off the rim. Taking that shot was Prutzman, who had just checked into the lineup. The Dogs get it back, and again, they get it to Stobbs, cutting from left to right into the lane. His short floater is up and good.
Getting more and more impressed with Garrett Stobbs and his ability to adapt and become more of a low post player. Great block down low by Anthony Smith. It was Taylor driving in. Smith wanted nothing of it and sent it bouncing into the bleachers, or really into the cheerleaders to our right. But Garrett Stobbs just continues to impress me. He came into the season as a three-point specialist, and that's what he's still, I think, known for on this team. But his ability to play defense and now create more offense down low has really impressed me for the junior.
Trey Barlow with the basketball, having checked in for Cameron Johnson. The ball works to Taylor on that left wing for Jefferson. His three's off the mark, and the rebound to Trey Sager. Dorn Smith has checked into the lineup, replacing Stobbs for Martinsburg. Into the lane, the floater too strong for Teddy Marshall, and the rebound going to Barlow. He's going coast to coast, floats it up a little too strong off the backboard. I don't think it got the rim. Rebound Dorn Smith to Telrin Villa. Villa down the floor, had it knocked away from him by Butts as he was going up, but regained control, missed the shot, and the rebound out of bounds, and will stay with Martinsburg. It's off of Jefferson's Shively.
And if you're Barlow, you got to give that basketball up. Trying to drive in on Dorn Smith, not ideal. Barlow listed at 5'7", trying to drive in on 6'3" Dorn Smith. You're not going to win too many battles down low with that size difference.
Nice pass, Teddy Marshall from the top of the key, almost a baseball-style pass, low post right side to Dorn Smith, who banks it up and in. 17-1 Martinsburg. Shively the other way with a three from straight away. Matt, that's his 34th three of the season.
And, Matt, that's the first basket that Jefferson's made from the field in this game, and we only have 2:30 remaining in quarter number one. They're going to need a lot more from Shively and a lot more from the rest of the Cougar offense if they want to start clawing their way back into this game. 17-4.
Teddy Marshall floats one up from just inside the foul line. It gets tipped around after the miss, and Barlow comes away with it, works into the front court, now into a double team. Trey Sager grabs the basketball, and we'll have a held ball in the possession area. We'll leave it with the Cougars.
And that's the third time we've now seen Jefferson either go into a double trap in an area or just pick up a dribble in a bad spot. You go into two people and you do not have the size advantage over those two defenders, you're not going to be able to get the basketball out, or at least it's going to be a prayer trying to send it somewhere that you're going to have somebody else.
Shively to trigger that inbounds. Mid-court far side, still looking. Eventually gets to Barlow in the back court. Jarvis Thurston checking into the Bulldog lineup. Butts with it beyond the arc on that left wing, dribbling to his right, goes down the right side of the lane before passing to Prutzman in the corner. Good defense, Jarvis Thurston. Prutzman sending on the near side, trying to get that one to Jaden Butts, but throws it beyond his reach and out of bounds.
And again, that's Trey Barlow driving into some double coverage as he's trying to drive into the lane, and by the time he turns around and tries to send it, it's a tough pass to make one way or another.
Into the front court. The pass goes to Trey Sager. Martinsburg working it now to Telrin Villa, just left of the lane. 15-foot jump shot rolls around and out, and a foul on the rebound as Shively got that rebound. Dorn Smith and Telrin Villa were both there reaching for the basketball, and the foul goes on Villa. His first, team foul number 3. Villa scoring 2 points so far in this one, coming off of a 5-point effort against Hedgesville on Friday as he got into early foul trouble in that one and never was able to get involved a lot offensively. 17-4 is the Martinsburg advantage. They had opened up a 17-1 lead before Shively hit a three. Murray double-teamed along the near side, throwing a pass stolen by Dorn Smith down the floor for the two-hand slam dunk. Dorn Smith getting that one with a head of steam.
And you wonder when he has that much room, you know his leaping ability is just about out of the gym, so you wonder how hard he's going to throw it down. That one not as acrobatic as we've seen, but a solid two-hand flush nonetheless.
Nice drive by Cyrus Murray, but he missed the shot. Sager, the rebound, his outlet is stolen. Jefferson the other way, and Murray from the right corner connects on a three.
Well, the offense for Jefferson, what we expected, but I'm guessing if you're Coach Lewis, it's not the amount you expected early in this one. They come in averaging about 9 threes a game, and the only offense they've had is 2 threes and a foul shot.
Telrin Villa working from the left wing to his right, gets into the lane, turns, puts up that jump shot about 8 feet out. It's good. 21-7 the Martinsburg advantage, and a turnover again for Jefferson. Cyrus Murray got down to the baseline and ended up stepping out of bounds.
And he's asking for a foul to go on Anthony Smith, saying he was bumped out of bounds, and that was not the case. That was great defense by Anthony Smith on the baseline. He kept his feet moving, didn't reach, and didn't use his body without moving those feet. That is textbook baseline defense.
David Haynes has checked into the Jefferson lineup as Jarvis Thurston quickly into the front court for Martinsburg. Now the Bulldogs slow it down. Anthony Smith out top. Little hesitation move. Gets into the lane. Floats it up with the right hand. And the shot good for Anthony Smith.
About 9 early points for Anthony Smith in this one.
And a steal at the foul line in the back court for Trey Sager. And he gets the one-hand slam dunk. 25-7 the Martinsburg cushion, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Murray from the right side, a deep three, hits the backboard and the side of the rim and caroms away, no good in the first 8 minutes in the books, and it is all Martinsburg. Back after this 60-second break, the Bulldogs leading the Cougars 25-7.
Who should you call when it comes to your real estate legal needs?
This is Chris Luttrell, local real estate attorney with offices in Martinsburg and Charlestown. Let's be direct. Buying or selling your home is a matter not to be taken lightly. At my firm, Luttrell LC, we possess the experience and knowledge to represent you and ensure your most important investment is protected. Give us a call at 304-267-3050, 304-267-3050, because at Luttrell LC, your home is our business.
My name is Monica. I'm an elementary school teacher.
My name is Mitch. I'm a graphic design specialist.
We have 4 children. Currently we have life and auto insurance with Erie. Our agent is helping us to move our homeowners insurance to Erie as well.
They've always been a good company and good customer service. If anything ever happens to me, my family will be protected.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Along with Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller. John Alderton running our TV10 and camera. Eric Sterick at the studio. 25-7 all Martinsburg as they get the basketball to start quarter number 2. Teddy Marshall taking the inbounds from Garrett Stobbs. The Dogs continue to shoot the basket to our left. Jarvis Thurston on the left wing gives top of the key to Garrett Stobbs. Had to reach out and get it with one hand. Back to Thurston on that left side. Around to Telrin Villa. He'll fire a 3 from the right wing, a little too strong. And the rebound pulled in by David Haynes. Jefferson the other way. Johnson into the front court. Gives it off to Shively. Couldn't handle it cleanly. It is stolen. Down the floor, Teddy Marshall. Marshall all the way to the rim. Used the left hand. Shot wouldn't go. Villa keeps it alive. Stobbs has it. Left it short off the rim. Rebound tipped out. Marshall's got it. He'll back it out on the left wing. And he'll go to Stobbs in the left corner. His 3 rolled around and out, but tipping it up and in is Dorn Smith. And Martinsburg again with multiple opportunities.
I'm pretty sure that was 5. If you count all the tips at the basket, I believe that was 5 scoring opportunities just on one possession for Martinsburg.
Deion Taylor off the dribble from straight away. Hits from just beyond the foul line. He's got 3 points. It's a 27-9 Martinsburg advantage. Stobbs into the lane, passing baseline left side to Dorn Smith. His shot off the front of the rim. Telrin Villa's putback would not go. Coming down with that one, Shively.
And that Telrin Villa, 4 points in the first quarter, so not a bad game for him, but it just seems like he's not been in a rhythm. I know didn't play a lot against Hedgesville, but just really has struggled in this one, it seems, getting comfortable, especially near the basket, which is usually his bread and butter.
I was going to say, seems like he's in a little bit of a funk. Taylor on the left side of the floor, passing across the court, deep in the front court, was trying to get it to David Haynes, but ultimately threw it into the back court, and the back court violation going to give it to Martinsburg, and head coach Richard Lewis wants a 30-second timeout. We take a 30-second break. 6:40 to play in our first half. Martinsburg in front, 27-9. Hey, I'm only 10 seconds into my 30-second break. Don't start yet. Ask Byler to, fall out onto the floor or something for us. Byler, blow the horn. Do something silly. Bulldog basketball with 6:40 to play in our first half, and in command of this one, double team near the midcourt stripe after the inbounds. Jefferson trying to put on a little defensive pressure. Teddy Marshall sending to Telrin Villa along the right baseline. He goes to the left side of the basket, had his shot blocked by Butts, stays with it, puts it up off the rim, no good. Rebound tipped by Dorn Smith. Villa's got it, passing down low, his pass is tipped. Dorn Smith has it, his turnaround jumper is blocked, and this time coming out of there with it is Murray, but it's stolen by Stobbs. He'll float it up with a right hand and count it for Garrett Stobbs.
Stobbs a little bit of a big man move, baby hook down on the low block.
29-9 Martinsburg. dominating in every facet of this one. Pass into the right corner through the hands of Cameron Johnson. It's out of bounds. I've got 11 Jefferson turnovers. That has been an issue. They come in averaging almost 19 turnovers a game.
When you look at their offense so far, it's not that they haven't had opportunities in the front court with the basketball. It just seems like even when they have possession, they don't feel real confident with the basketball. It's been bad passes, or it's been driving into double teams or picking up a dribble way too soon. They're anticipating things, it seems like, that haven't happened yet.
Garrett Stobbs in the front court, giving off to Anthony Smith for the Bulldogs. At the high post to Dorn Smith. He'll find the cutter down the left baseline, and that's Teddy Marshall who gets the leg up. 31-9 Martinsburg. Back the other way, Taylor fast down the right sideline of the paint. Missed the shot wildly. Rebound to the Bulldogs and down the floor. Teddy Marshall lobs it to the rim where it's tipped up and in by Dorn Smith. Quickly the other way, a deep pass to Prutzman from the right side. His three off the mark. Rebound controlled by Stobbs. Up the floor quickly to Marshall. To the rim. His shot comes off the back iron. No good. But he was fouled by Cameron Johnson. Free throws coming for Teddy Marshall. 33-9. Now that Martinsburg lead. A lot of up and down the floor action, but Jefferson just can't find any type of a flow. Martinsburg, meanwhile, just getting to the rim, getting to the line, pounding the glass. It is all going the Bulldogs' way as Marshall, a 78% foul shooter, 39 of 50 coming in, knocks this one down.
Coming out of the game is Telrin Villa, so he'll get a little bit of a break again. Still trying to get his feet underneath him. Just hasn't seen the same in this game after not getting a whole lot of playing time due to early foul trouble against Hedgesville.
Trey Seger back in after a brief rest. A brief rest, if I said that correctly. 35-9 is the lead for Martinsburg. Anthony Smith with a steal along the sideline, but ends up out of bounds, and it will stay with Jefferson. So that's turnover for turnover. Whoa, wait a minute. Wait a minute, two officials going to get together to determine.
One official definitely pointed to our right, which would indicate Jefferson basketball.
Right. Yeah, so it will be Jefferson basketball, and I think that's the right call. It clearly seemed to go out off of Anthony Smith. But I think you got to mark that turnover for turnover, so a turnover for each team, because Smith had possession and was turning to go up the floor when it got knocked away and down off, I believe, off his leg. Shively lobbing that inbounds to Taylor in the backcourt. This is a very young Jefferson team. 1 senior, 4 juniors, 6 sophomores, and a freshman. Tough to kind of learn on the job. But from the left sideline, a deep three for Cameron Johnson. It's up and good. His 16th of the season. Quickly, Teddy Marshall the other way. Takes it to the rim, and with the left hand puts it in. Man, do not blink. 37-12, that Martinsburg advantage. Shively tightly guarded by Teddy Marshall. Marshall pokes it away, but eventually a 5-second violation as Shively unable to get away from Teddy Marshall. Coach Lewis asking one of our officials whether there should have been a foul called there. Instead, a 5-second violation, and I've got that as already 13 Jefferson turnovers.
Well, that's a unique call just based on what we've seen so far this year, and Shively gets the interception.
Yeah, Garrett Stobbs' pass stolen by Shively, who drives it to the basket and puts it up and in. Good body control as he made just a little contact with Garrett Stobbs, who tried to draw the charge.
And Stobbs in good positioning, had the feet set well in time to get that charge, but as you said, good body control by the freshman Shively.
Stobbs driving right baseline with a quick no-look pass intended for Dorn Smith, taken away by the Cougars into the front court. It was Cyrus Murray going to the basket. Murray seemed to lower the shoulder and take on the defender, and it will be a charge on Cyrus Murray. 2 officials getting together to make the call.
Yeah, and that's the right call. Murray coming in very quickly and lowering that off shoulder and extending that offhand. It's a good job of officiating, getting together and making the right call.
That was 1-2, Cyrus Murray. And there is the call to the scorer's table. That'll be the 5th foul. So no shooting as Dorn Smith will get a breather for the Bulldogs. Telrin Villa right back in. Back to our original starting lineup on the floor for Martinsburg, leading 37-14. Villa taking a pass just across midcourt, working down the right side of the lane. Had the ball taken away. Johnson with it, avoiding a double team near midcourt. Works to the right side of the lane. He gives it off to Shively. Right side three off the rim. Rebound to Villa. Lob feed down the floor. Teddy Marshall right of the paint. Feeds to Sager in the lane, but a bump foul. That may be on Murray, which would be his second. As Teddy Marshall came to a quick stop. And Murray didn't have the ability to stop at the same time.
Eddie Murphy's illegitimate brother?
I'm not sure where that came from. So the Bulldogs working the inbounds. Anthony Smith penetrating into the lane from left to right, giving to Marshall. To Stobbs on the left wing. Three ball on the way. Got it. Garrett Stobbs with his first three of the night, his 18th of the season. He's got 9 points, and the Bulldog lead is 40-14. Into the front court to the basket. Taylor's shot, his left short. Rebound going to Anthony Smith. Up the floor to Stobbs, off the dribble. May have had his shot partially deflected by Butts, but it's controlled by Sager, who gets it to Villa in the lane, and the shot at the rim is up and good. 42-14. Martinsburg in command. 3 minutes to play in our first half. Pass far side off the hand of Butts and out of bounds. 14 Jefferson turnovers. I kind of wondered if Jefferson might try to, with this deficit, maybe slow things down just a little bit, but that's not the way they play. They are getting up and down the floor.
And right now Jefferson, as we are almost through 2 quarters of action, just can't find any rhythm offensively and defensively, just allowing Martinsburg a lot of open looks.
Garrett Stobbs from just inside the foul line, missing a shot short. The rebound, though, to Trey Sager. He's fouled on the putback, counted, and it'll be a 3-point opportunity. That personal on Will Shively. That is his 3rd personal foul.
And Shively not having a game he wants to remember as a freshman, as the foul shot for Sager up and good. Again, we talked about the freshman coming in averaging 16 a game. He's now only got 5 in this one to go along with 3 fouls.
Trey Barlow from the right side knocks down a 3, his 6th of the season. Jefferson trails now 45-17. Anthony Smith passing in the lane to Telrin Villa, 14-foot jumper off the iron, no good. Shively the rebound, fouled in the backcourt. Anthony Smith trying to cut him off as he was going towards the sideline. That move where if he could get in front and kind of cut, he might be able to take the basketball going back towards his own basket, but instead got him with the shoulder.
And I think that's a case where if you're Anthony Smith at this point in the game, you're better off just trying to pin him to that sideline and not necessarily go for the steal. Jefferson has proven in the game so far that odds are you get them in a trap situation like that, they're going to throw it away on their own.
Haynes into the front court. Passing it off now to Johnson on the right sideline. His 3 comes off the iron. Rebound to Garrett Stobbs. Ahead to Anthony Smith. Dribbles towards that right sideline out beyond the arc to Marshall in the corner. His 3 on the way. It hits off the rim. Sager keeps it alive. Anthony Smith got it. Low post right side. He spins baseline and banks it in.
After 9 points in the first quarter, Anthony Smith gets his first basket here in quarter number 2. He's got 11 in this first half.
47-17, Martinsburg. Johnson into the lane. Put it up a little too strong. Got the backboard, no rim. Telrin Villa the rebound. Ahead to Teddy Marshall. Puts it off the backboard, and then the tip in for Telrin Villa. That pass off the backboard a little too much on it, or he'd have flushed it.
You think Martinsburg's out there having fun right now?
Absolutely. Loose ball picked up by Trey Sager. He'll get it ahead to Teddy Marshall. Now Marshall puts it off the backboard for the 2-hand slam from Telrin Villa. If at first you don't succeed, try again.
I was going to say the first time was just a practice run. This one a little more opportunity for a wide open dunk attempt.
3 ball from the left side for Bradley Prutzman. Rolled off the rim. The Dogs the rebound. Quickly the other way. That was Marshall from the left side. His 3 didn't go. Sager kept it alive where it was grabbed by Garrett Stobbs. He was fouled on each shot attempt. 2 free throws are coming as the personal goes on Trey Barlow. Matt, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. No way. I've got 31 rebounds already for Martinsburg in this first half, and a 31-10 rebounding edge the way this one is playing out as Stobbs at the line rattles home the free throw.
Well, you think about on 2 separate possessions offensively, they've had upwards of 10 on 2 separate, 2 separate trips. So they've had 5 second chance opportunities, for third, fourth, fifth chance opportunities. So that number doesn't surprise me all that much based on the way this one's playing out.
Second free throw off the iron, no good. Staub's got 1 of 2. Butts with another rebound, and Jefferson into the front court with under a minute to play in our first half. 52-17, the Dogs. They've scored 100 once this season. Are they on their way to doing it again? Foul deep on that left sideline. As the personal is going on Anthony Smith. He and Teddy Marshall had a double team of Joseph Slaughter, 5'11" sophomore forward, out there for the first time.
And Smith and Slaughter having a few words, exchanging pleasantries after that one.
Inbounds to Taylor down the middle of the lane. An acrobatic left-hand shot, too strong. Backside rebound, Anthony Smith. He gets it ahead to Teddy Marshall. Marshall down the left side of the lane. Somehow, even with a little contact, got it to go as it rolled around and dropped through. 54-17, Martinsburg in front. Teddy Marshall called on a reach-in, trying to poke it away from Dayon Taylor. And Marshall has his second. Just the 6th team foul. It'll be an inbounds in front of the Bulldog bench, and Jaden Butts will come to trigger that inbounds.
And right now at this point in the game, if you're Jefferson, you just got to try to get the offense in rhythm. No offensive rhythm so far in this game, and it's a big hole to try to climb out of. So right now you got to try to at least get back to where you're running the offense the way you want to.
Haynes from the left corner with a 3 that came off the rim. Sager another rebound for the Bulldogs. Teddy Marshall up the floor behind a screen set by Sager from the left side of 3. It's off the iron, and the rebound going to Garrett Staubs from the right side, 16-footer. It rims out, no good. This time the rebound to Slaughter. Back the other way, Jefferson. Taylor into the front court, into the lane, gives a bounce feed to Prutzman, out top to Butts, at the horn, his three-pointer, hits the rim and the backboard, no good, and we go into the locker room at the half with Martinsburg out in front, 54-17. We'll take a 1-minute timeout, then make our way back to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse, where we will get into our halftime show brought to you by Smallwood Small Insurance. This is West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio WRNRN TV 10.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Remember that last trip to the auto mechanic?
I also think your solenoid gasket is bad.
What?
Yep, that'll be another $500.
Forget that and go to D&N Auto Specialist at 230 Tavern Road, Martinsburg, where honesty is their best policy. Serving the Eastern Panhandle since 1974, D&N Auto is family-owned and operated, specializing in exhaust alignments and tires. From general maintenance to major overhauls, they'll treat you right. Call D&N Auto Specialist at 304-267-4078.
Now the Velocity Dance team on the floor entertaining our crowd on hand. It was an entertaining first half for Martinsburg fans as the Bulldogs have raced out to a 54-17 halftime lead along with Matt Crawford. I'm Matt Miller, John Alderton running our TV 10 camera. Back at the studio, Eric Sterick, our engineer. Matt, Martinsburg raced out to an 11-1 lead, extended it to 17-1 after a Jefferson timeout. The Cougars got to it in 19-7, but Martinsburg led after one, 25-7, pushed the lead all the way out to 35-9 before a three-pointer for Jefferson got them to 37-12. They got to 37-14. The Martinsburg pushed it right out to a 45-14 edge, and right now at the half lead, 54-17.
Wow. That was a first half that we have not seen from Martinsburg. I don't even think they played that well in their 107-point outing earlier in the season against Stafford. I mean, this was a offensive outburst that I don't think anybody was expecting between two 9-win teams coming in. And on the defensive end, they've been playing just as well. You look at 54 points in a first half, and you're going, wow, that's quite an offensive day. I've been just as impressed with them defensively as I have offensively. This is a Jefferson team coming in and they're averaging just under 70 points a game, and the Dogs defense really able to keep them from doing anything they want to do offensively. I know they're shooting a lot of threes coming in, but it's really been three or bust so far in this game for them, and it's been a whole lot more bust than it has threes.
Yeah, they've knocked down 4 3-pointers, 2 2-pointers, and 1 of 2 from the foul line. That is it in the first half for the Jefferson Cougars with just 17 points. Meanwhile, for Martinsburg, Matt, they've hit just 1 3-pointer. Most of their points have come in the paint as they have gotten to the rim and dominated on the offensive boards.
They have. They've dominated, I think is the best way to put it. And you talk about the scoring up close. When you get second, third, fourth, fifth chance opportunities with how athletic and how good of a basketball team Martinsburg is, they're going to convert on those, and they've done that and then some in this game so far.
So the Martinsburg Bulldogs with a 54-17 lead at the half. Our halftime brought to you by Smallwood Small Insurance, your total insurance solution. They're at 121 Administrative Drive in Martinsburg. Phone 304-263-3361. When we come back, we'll tell you what happened in the JV game. We'll look at what's going on around the Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference, see if we can effort a score from the Musselman-Washington game. This is West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and at TV 10. Let's see if you can find anything. And I can't stinking write.
It's hard to hear that.
Let's talk trash, because when it comes to trash, you have options. Panhandle Dumpsters is a local family-owned garbage hauling company serving both residential and commercial customers with weekly trash pickup, dumpster service, yard waste pickup, and bulk pickups too. Panhandle Dumpsters will give you a free trash can and provide curbside service for just $23 a month. Panhandle Dumpsters features a fleet of quieter, eco-friendly garbage trucks, thereby reducing the noise usually associated with pickup. Switch now and save up to 30%. Call 833-DUMP-STR, panhandledumpsters.com.
My name is Monica. I'm an elementary school teacher.
My name is Mitch. I'm a graphic design specialist.
We have 4 children. Currently we have life and auto insurance with Erie. Our agent is helping us to move our homeowners insurance to Erie as well.
They've always been a good company and good customer service. If anything ever happens to me, my family will be protected.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
54-17. It is our Smallwood Small Insurance halftime show. Earlier in the JV game, it was all Martinsburg in that one as well. They led 38-11 at the half and went on for a 63-36 victory. The JV boys have now won 7 in a row after a season opening loss, so they are 7-1. One other boys game going on tonight, that is Musselman and Washington. Matt, what do you have there?
In Inwood at the half, thanks to the score from Jess Wilt of the Journal, it was 38-34 Musselman. Getting an update from Keem Holmes that they have started that second half. It is now 40-34 Musselman.
40-34, Musselman out in front in that one. Girls play yesterday. These same 2 teams got together and Martinsburg got the win over Jefferson, 55-35. Jefferson now 9-7. Martinsburg is 11-2. And the same 2 teams in girls in that other action that we talked about between Musselman and Washington. And it was Musselman getting the win yesterday over the Lady Patriots, 66-31, as Musselman improves to 11-4 and Washington drops to 1-10. That is our look around the Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference. By the way, if you're wondering about Martinsburg freshman boys basketball, they are now 5-3 after a win at Hedgesville last Thursday, and they are scheduled to be back in action hosting, it looks like, Morgantown February the 2nd, and that game will be at 3 p.m. Let's take another 1-minute timeout. We'll come back and wrap up our Smallwood Small Insurance halftime with a look at numbers from the first half. All Martinsburg in this one, a 1-minute timeout, and then we return with the Bulldogs leading Jefferson 54-17.
The level of care that I got at WVU Medicine was top-notch.
If you're not progressing in healthcare, you're falling behind.
It's really an integration, looking at a clinical care network, looking at the good people who can help push the envelope and raise the bar for delivering quality healthcare product.
To have my life back is absolutely a blessing. I am beyond thankful for WVU Medicine. I absolutely 100% have my life back.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We welcome you back in to the Martinsburg Field House. Let's turn our attention to Matt Crawford as he brings us individual numbers from our first half. They're brought to you by Mike Folk for Governor. Accountable, ethical, responsible. Find out more at folk4wv.com. Matt.
Some fun ones if you're a Dogs fan, some not fun ones if you're a fan of the Jefferson Cougars from Martinsburg. 5 points for Trey Sager. Dorn Smith with 8. He's had 4 in each of the first 2 quarters. 4 in the first quarter for Telrin Villa. He added 6 in quarter number 2 for 10 total in that first half. 10 for Garrett Stobbs, including the lone 3 for the Dogs in the first half. 10 for Teddy Marshall, 8 in that second quarter. And after a 9-point first quarter for Anthony Smith, he added just a bucket in quarter number 2. He's got 11. For the Jefferson Cougars, Dayon Taylor has 3 points. Trey Barlow has 3. Cyrus Murray has 3. Will Shively has contributed 5, and Cameron Johnson has 3. Those are your individual numbers from the first half. Matt, some team numbers.
Well, Martinsburg hit only 1 3-pointer in that first half. Not that they took a lot, as they really got to the rim and scored a lot off those offensive rebounds. So 1 made 3 for Martinsburg. Jefferson hit 4 3-pointers, and in fact hit only 2 other shots from the floor that were inside of the arc. Jefferson got to the line only twice. It was Dayon Taylor who went 1 for 2. Martinsburg shooting 9 free throws, 7 of 9. That is 78%. The Dogs commit 6 fouls to Jefferson's 8. And here's a number that just blows you away in the first half. I've got 34-12 as the Martinsburg rebounding advantage, and 15-7 also the Martinsburg turnover advantage, as they've given it away only 7 times compared to the 15 times for Jefferson. Well, that explains why the Bulldogs lead by 37 at the break.
Again, Dogs playing well in every facet, crashing the boards, scoring, spreading out. The scoring is 4 players in double figures for the Dogs, with Dorn Smith at 8, so he's only a basket away from being in double figures and forcing turnovers. I mean, you look at that first half, and Jefferson just could not get into a rhythm, and that's a lot in part to the trap defense in the half court for Martinsburg. And I think the anticipated plays that Martinsburg is going to make defensively, putting Jefferson on their toes and making bad passes or passes that they aren't comfortable making. So it'll be interesting to see what adjustments Coach Lewis made in the halftime break for Jefferson. And again, I think at this point in the game, you're not coming back from 54-17, but I want to see if they can get into a rhythm offensively as to what they would like to do had this game been a little bit tighter.
Well, and you got Hedgesville coming up next on Friday, so you start working to prepare for that one. 3 ball from the right side out of the hands of Dayon Taylor as our second half gets underway with Jefferson having the basketball. It comes off the mark, and Martinsburg gets the rebound and quickly up the floor. Garrett Stobbs fouled from behind as Dayon Taylor picks up his second. So Stobbs will inbound, quarter court far sideline. Lobs down along the baseline to Telrin Villa. Villa driving that baseline against Shively, kind of steps back, left the shot short, and it goes out of bounds off of Telrin Villa. He continues to struggle on the offensive end right now.
Yeah, struggling with 10 points in the first half, though, not a bad night.
Yeah.
But that just shows how many shots he's put up, because we're noticing that he could have probably 20 at this point if a lot of the shots that usually go for him end up falling.
Johnson into the front court, passing down low, trying to get that one to Butts, taken away by Anthony Smith. Ahead to Teddy Marshall, fouled as he drove down the left side of the lane to the basket. Marshall will get a couple of free throws.
And Marshall hitting the deck hard, sliding from just inside the paint all the way to the student section bleachers and slamming hard into the bottom row of the bleachers in the student section. And tell on that left side of the body, feeling a little tender right now.
Yeah, that left hip, he was Not really rubbing it, so to speak. Although it's baseball, they tell you can't rub it, right? Basketball, you can rub it if it hurts. Anyway, looked over at Dave Rogers, gave a little thumbs up, steps to the foul line, and puts it through. Teddy Marshall now has 11. 55-17, the Martinsburg advantage. 40 seconds gone by in our second half. Marshall gets them both. 56-17, that Bulldog advantage. Dogs scored 100 points earlier this season, 107-78. The win against Stafford back on January 4th. When's the last time they've scored 100 twice in the same season? I can tell you it hadn't happened since 1993. On the angle left side, that was Butts with a three-pointer. Came off the iron, and Jefferson gets an offensive rebound. Now Butts driving into the lane, kicks to Taylor, right corner three. Up and good. Dayon Taylor with his 16th three of the season.
And I don't think Martinsburg gets to 100 again in this game. That game against Stafford was just such a offensive juggernaut for both, or not the opposite of an offensive juggernaut. Let's reverse that. But such an offensive flow game with 70-plus points for Stafford. So each team was getting up and down the floor quickly, and it just had a different feel than this one does. I don't see Martinsburg getting to 100 in this one.
Telrin Villa from the left corner firing a three that comes off the rim, and a foul on Garrett Stobbs on the rebound. Jefferson will have it. Stobbs' first foul with the team's first in this second half. 56-20, the Martinsburg advantage. Stobbs going to pick up Taylor as he crosses midcourt. Jefferson now shooting at the hoop to our left, to Johnson on the left wing. Going to drive it to the basket. Got knocked away by Trey Sager, and as Johnson regained control, we got a whistle and a foul on Teddy Marshall. It's his third. Marshall says, I don't know what I did.
And I'm not sure what he did either. He never left his feet raised up a little bit, but never left the feet. It didn't look like from our vantage point, and didn't see a whole lot of contact. I know we're pretty far away from our angle right here and don't have the best angle for down to that opposite low block, but it certainly didn't look like a whole lot of contact.
Johnson, who averages 7.1 points per game, had 3 in the first half. He's a 74% foul shooter, puts this one through. Now 15 for 20 on the season. Another free throw opportunity coming for Johnson. It is on the way, and it rolls around and drops through. So Cameron Johnson now with 5. 56-22, that Martinsburg lead. Now some backcourt pressure by Jefferson, broken by the Bulldogs. Anthony Smith into the front court, feeds down low to Trey Sager. Sager puts it up and banks it in.
Good job by Sager, fighting through some contact down low, fighting through some congestion if there was no contact to put that up and in.
Taylor from the right side, dribbling to his left, gives it off to Murray. Back to the right side, he'll get to Shively from that right sideline. Three-pointer off the mark, but a whistle and a foul. Teddy Marshall has apparently just picked up number 4.
And I think that was a good job leaning into that one by Shively after the ball had left. Teddy Marshall did not initiate that contact, as we could have a pretty clear line of sight to that right wing. Shively, a good job kind of leaning into that one at the end.
Shively gets 3 free throws. He's a 70% foul shooter, 48 of 69. First one is up and good. Second free throw on the way. This one rattles around and drops through. And now Marshall can come out as Luke Fowler, the 6'4 sophomore, checks into the Bulldog lineup.
Aaron Byler, premature horn blow down there. We'll have to get on him about that.
Who was that?
That was Martinsburg baseball coach Aaron Byler, who helps run the scoreboard.
Shively makes all 3, 58-25, the Martinsburg lead, and a timeout needed by the Bulldogs as Garrett Stobbs could not get the ball in as Jefferson was putting on some full court pressure. It's a 30-second break. Let's take 30 as well. 5:55 to play in the third. Martinsburg leading 58-25.
Let's talk trash, because when it comes to trash, you have options. Panhandle Dumpsters is a local family-owned garbage hauling company serving both residential and commercial customers with weekly trash pickup, dumpster service, yard waste pickup, and bulk pickups too. Panhandle Dumpsters will give you a free trash can and provide curbside service for just $23 a month. Panhandle Dumpsters features a fleet of quieter, eco-friendly garbage trucks, thereby reducing the noise usually associated with pickup. Switch now and save up to 30%. Call 833-DUMP-STR, panhandledumpsters.com.
58-25 Martinsburg, 5:55 remaining in the third. Garrett Stobbs with the inbounds, length of the floor to go, and Jefferson putting on that full court pressure, trying to mount a rally, get at least close and See what could come of it. Inbounds to Telrin Villa up the near side. Double team comes to him, and he lost it. It'll go out of bounds, and let's see. The officials say last touching Telrin Villa, a Bulldog turnover.
And that's a good call. He reached for it as it was going out of bounds. He got poked away, and if he wouldn't have tried to go for that basketball right in front of the Bulldog bench, I think it would have stayed in Martinsburg's end of the floor, but Villa trying to grab it at the last second went off of his fingers. Good call by the officials.
Shively pulls up off the dribble, a left side three, hits off the back rim, high into the air at the foul line. It's hauled in by Anthony Smith. Smith racing up the floor all the way to the rim where a shot got blocked by Jaden Butts. Basketball loose in the paint. Coming out of there with it is Dayon Taylor. Taylor up the floor to Johnson, who dives, tips it to Murray. Murray down low to Shively. Shot blocked by Trey Sager, and the loose ball run down by Taylor. Good block by Sager, and now Taylor, a deep three from the right side. He knocks it down, his second of the quarter. 58-28, and a double team in the backcourt on Anthony Smith, and we've got a whistle and a foul on Jefferson. Shively with the reach in, and that is now his fourth. Each team with a player in foul trouble as Marshall and Shively each have 4 fouls. Inbounds to Telrin Villa, still in the backcourt, gives it off to Garrett Stobbs. Stobbs looking to avoid the double team in the backcourt, dribbles it off of his foot, and it goes out of bounds on the baseline. A Bulldog turnover, so the Dogs having some trouble with this trap.
Yeah, and hats off to Jefferson. They're not getting out of this ball game right now. They are trying to, as I said, coming out of the half, trying to work on things and trying to adjust. Another big game on Friday and a good-looking trap.
Well, Martinsburg head coach Dave Rogers and his staff now call for a full timeout. They want to go over how to break that trap. Let's take a 60-second break with 4:56 left, and Martinsburg leading 58-28.
Who should you call when it comes to your real estate legal needs?
This is Chris Luttrell, local real estate attorney with offices in Martinsburg and Charlestown. Let's be direct. Buying or selling your home is a matter not to be taken lightly. At my firm, Luttrell LC, we possess the experience and knowledge to represent you and ensure your most important investment is protected. Give us a call at 304-267-3050, 304-267-3050, because at Luttrell LC, your home is our business.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday. I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
Belong to the Jefferson Cougars after the Martinsburg timeout. Cameron Johnson with the inbounds from the left corner baseline. Lobs it out top to Taylor. He's got it. Back to Johnson, left corner. 3 on the way. Good. Not a lot of arc on that one.
No, that was a line drive 3 from the left corner for Johnson. And Garrett Stobbs trying something a little different, going off that baseline, backing up almost to the padding underneath the basket to get a little better of an angle, throwing that ball in on the baseline, trying to avoid the trap.
Nice drive down the left side of the lane for Anthony Smith. Shot off the mark. Rebound tipped around. Villa had it. Blocked by Butts. Out of there with it, Taylor. Taylor down the floor to Murray. Murray shot off the rim. Fowler the rebound. Outlet pass getting it to Telrin Villa. Villa up the floor to Anthony Smith from the right wing. He'll pull the trigger on an open 3 off the rim and the backboard, and Taylor will head the other way. Both teams a little cold here to start the second half. Taylor to the basket on the right side. Draws contact and a foul. See if it goes in the act or if that one was on the floor. Taylor eventually followed through and missed the shot and hit the deck, and the foul goes on the Bulldogs. Trey Sager, it'll be his second, and it was a foul in the act of shooting.
And I'm sure if you're listening on the radio, you probably heard that foul as Taylor hit the deck hard in the paint.
1 for 2 from the line, all the way back in that opening quarter. He gets this shot to go. He has got 7 points in the period. 10 now in the ball game. The sophomore came in averaging 12 a contest.
And Matt still standing about 2 feet behind the actual foul line and misses that one short. He's now missed a pair short, a one on each set of foul shots, and again, you you have the non-traditional way of shooting those free throws a couple steps back from the foul line.
Luke Fowler from the left wing with a three for Martinsburg. Off the mark, but Trey Sager the rebound. The Dogs working on the left wing to Telrenville. His three is up and good. His 7th of the season. He's got 13 points. 61-31 Martinsburg. Driving baseline left side, Barlow has his shot blocked from behind by Villa. Dorn Smith with it. He'll work his way into the front court, and let's see a reach-in foul. It may go on Taylor, and if it does, it's his 4th.
It's going to go on Taylor, and that wasn't a reach-in foul. That was him putting his body around the dog coming into the front court. There was no reach-in anywhere. It was just straight body contact, more of a hug.
Well, he was going for the ball.
I think he was going to slow down that Martinsburg offense.
Inbounds to Garrett Stobbs in the backcourt, dribbling into the front court. Feeds down low, intended for Telrenville, tipped away and out of bounds. Could have been either Johnson or Butts who got a fingertip on it.
And Matt, that last three made by Telrenville, that was one of the more confident shots I've seen him take over the last 2 games. Just a quick elevation like we usually see for him, and just seemed very, very confident putting that shot up.
Garrett Stobbs from the right corner, 3-ball on the way. It's off the rim. Trey Sager backside. Rebound in the short jumper just left of the lane, up and good for Sager. He's got 9 points.
And you look at just the way Martinsburg's dominated on the glass, and if Sager wouldn't have got that offensive rebound, Telrenville was right there, and he would have got it. So it's not like Jefferson's just having trouble boxing out one guy. There was 2 there that could have had that put back.
Cyrus Murray with a move into the paint. Got hit by Garrett Stobbs, who was trying to knock that ball away. Stobbs second, and it will send Murray to the line, a 65% free throw shooter. 24 of 37 on the season, and this foul shot rattles around and pops out no good. Now they got to the line only twice in the first half. 2, 4, 6, 8 free throw attempts so far in this second half for the Cougars. They've hit 6 of the 8 so far. 9th foul shot of the quarter coming up. Murray puts it up and puts it through. He gets 1 of 2. He's got 4 points. 63-33, the Martinsburg lead. And Kamarian Dow comes in to spell Garrett Stobbs for Martinsburg.
First time we've seen Kamarian Dow in a few games after he was one of those 6 or 7 guys off the bench earlier in the season. Even saw a couple of starts earlier in the season.
Luke Fowler with a very deep 3. Comes off the back of the rim. Long rebound on that far side. Run down by Prutzman. Giving it off to Murray. Murray driving on the angle right side. A charge foul called as he ran over Kamarian Dow, who's set up to draw the foul. Murray picks up his 3rd.
That's how you earn some more playing time. If you're Kamarian Dow, get in there, make a good play defensively early after entering. See if you can add some offensive stats to that as well.
2:50 to play in the 3rd. Dorn Smith along that far sideline, giving near side of the floor to Fowler to Kamarian Dow. His 3 off the iron, but the rebound and the putback for Telrenville. Villa now up to 15 points. 65-33, the Dogs' advantage. 3-ball from the right side, up and good for Bradley Prutzman. His 18th of the year. 65-36 Martinsburg. Dorn Smith down low to Trey Sager in the lay-in. Good plus a foul. Dorn Smith had that one on the left side of the lane, passed through the paint to the right low block where Sager was bumped and fouled by Joseph Slaughter, his first, and it will send Sager to the line to complete the 3-point play. Nice ball movement. That helped to lead to the bucket, and now Sager, who's already 1 for 1 from the line tonight.
And Slaughter, a big body down low, coming in averaging under a point a game, but a guy who's 5'11", but has a 230 frame around that 5'11" body. So a guy that's going to be a unit down low.
Sager missing the free throw, butts the rebound, dribbled up the floor himself, and then his pass along the far side gets tipped out of bounds by a hustling Kamarian Dow. 67-36, Martinsburg out in front. 2:14 to play quarter number 3. All Bulldogs, they're going to improve to 10-2. It'll be their 7th straight win, a season high. From the angle, left side, a ball fake for Trey Barlow, and that got Kamarian Dow flying through the air, and Dow ended up catching Barlow with his foot as he went by.
You hear a foul with a foot for Kamarian Dow, you're envisioning a trip of some sort. That was a foot to the left shoulder, or right shoulder.
Dow's got some pretty good leaping ability.
He does.
As he went up to try to block that would-be three. And now the lob on the inbounds. Run down in the backcourt on the far sideline by Barlow.
And Barlow showing some wheels, a little quick spurt to get across the court.
Yeah, that looked like a turnover. Butts from the top of the key to Slaughter on that right wing. Gives it off to Prutzman out top. That's Haynes now with it. Turns, goes back to Prutzman. Right side three off the back of the iron. And the rebound tipped by Telrin Villa. But a foul as he went over the back of Slaughter.
Yeah, Slaughter
Villa has his second.
Slaughter, a good box out, had good positioning on Telrin Villa, and Villa trying to use that size advantage. Villa goes 6'3". For Slaughter, again, just 5'11". Just couldn't use the body enough and went over the back, forcing contact, and going to the line is going to be Joseph Slaughter.
Yeah, that's 7 Bulldog team fouls, and so Slaughter just 1 of 5 from the line. That's 20% on the season. Puts this one up and through. Oh, it bounced around a little bit inside the cylinder, but he got it. Give him credit.
Doesn't
Nice
matter
job.
how it goes through, just the fact that it does.
Second free throw on the way. This one off the back rim, and the rebound to Telrin Villa. Bulldog basketball with a 67-37 lead. Jarvis Thurston on the angle left side, works down to the baseline, floated it up. Rebound went off the hands of Dorn Smith and taken away by Jefferson. Quickly into the front court. Nice pass as Barlow got it to Prutzman, cutting down the left of the lane, and Bradley Prutzman lays it in. Good ball movement for Jefferson. 67-39 Martinsburg. Dorn Smith trying to work his way down to the right baseline. Bumped and fouled by Joseph Slaughter. Slaughter will have his second.
And Matt, a scoring update 1 minute to go from Inwood. An 11-0 run by Musselman, and the Applemen are ahead 54-53 over Washington with 3:39 remaining in the game.
54-53.
And that was after an 11-0 run to put them up by 1 point. So Washington had a very strong start to the second half.
So a back-and-forth battle, and you said they're nearing the end of that game, actually.
Yep, 3:39 left in the ball game.
Free throw for Dorn Smith. Comes off the rim, no good. But Jess Sutherland, who's checked into the lineup, gets the rebound. His put-back attempt off the backboard in the rim. 7 fouls now on each team, and Martinsburg could not take advantage of the bonus. Jefferson throwing it away. A pass near side through the hands of Barlow and out of bounds. They have settled down a little bit. Just 4 turnovers in the third I have, but that's still 19 on the game. Jarvis Thurston giving to Kamari and Dow. Dow in the lane, feeding to Dorn Smith. Smith almost lost it and then does have it taken away by Slaughter.
I don't think Smith was expecting that pass. Kamari and Dow driving down the lane. A pass down low to Smith.
Johnson in a double team, low post left side. Dow and Fowler were there. We get a whistle, and let's see who it goes on, and it's Kamari and Dow's second. 5'9" sophomore guard, also playing some JV ball. So he's getting some experience on the floor, but getting a few minutes when he can on the varsity level also. He now has his second foul. He's averaging about 2.5 points a game at the line front end of the 1-and-1. Cameron Johnson misses. Rebound to the Dogs. Dow into the front court too. Dorn Smith down to Luke Fowler in the left corner. His three up and good. Can't leave him open there. His 7th three on the year. 70-39 Martinsburg, and the Dogs for a 7th time this season go over the 70-point mark. Haynes out top, sending on that right wing for a very deep three from Prutzman. It's off the back of the iron. Martinsburg the other way. Thurston to Sutherland. Foul line jumper. Hits the rim, the backboard. Fowler the rebound. It wouldn't go, but Sutherland follows and puts it in. There's some hustle. Sutherland down the lane. No one blocked him out. 72-39 Martinsburg, down to 7 seconds in the quarter. Johnson dribbling to his right. Gets to the foul line extended along the left side of the lane. Shot rolled around the rim and out. Outlet pass from Jess Sutherland, knocked away as the horn sounds, and we will go to quarter number 4 when we come back to the field house. All Martinsburg, they lead Jefferson 72-39.
Get the biggest savings of the year at the 2019 Big Finish event going on now at Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Martinsburg. How about an all-new Ram 1500 LTD over $10,000 off plus 0% APR? A 2019 Ram HD 3500 over $7,000 off. A 2020 Jeep Compass is only $21,266. The all-new Chrysler Voyager is $27,479 plus 0% APR. And a 2019 Chrysler 300 is only $24,815. Celebrate the 2019 Big Finish with the deepest discounts and lowest APR of the year. No money down, no payments for 90 days. Great selection, great people, and great deals at Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Route 9 at Kelly Island Road, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. Online at millerschryslerjeep.com. Stock numbers 20126, 20017, 19347, 20135, 19232. All payments based on approved credit, taxes, tags, and processing fees extra. See dealer for details.
On Alderton, our TV10 cameraman back at the studio, Eric Sterick, our producer and engineer, heading to quarter number 4. Martinsburg outscoring Jefferson 18-12 in that third quarter as they have the lead at 72-39. Bulldog basketball is Kamarian Dow. Works into the front court on the dribble. The Dogs continue to shoot the basket to our right. Thurston beyond the arc. Sending to Smith. That's Dorn Smith around to Dow on that left wing. Dribbling back to his right. Gets to Luke Fowler in the paint to Jess Sutherland. Turnaround jumper from about 8 feet out. Wouldn't go. Rebound tipped up and off the glass and the rim, but 2 free throws coming for Dorn Smith.
I think that's going to be number 5 on Will Shively.
There it is, Will Shively. That will be his 5th. He will foul out with 7:39 left. Finishes with half of his point total average. Came in scoring 16.1 a game and will finish this one with 8 points, including 3 of 3 from the line and 1 3-pointer. At the line, Dorn Smith, free throw up and good. Smith missed a front end of a 1-and-1 in that third quarter. He's got 9 points right at his average. Second free throw coming. That one rattles in and out, no good. Butts with another rebound. He's had a pretty nice night. 73-39, that Martinsburg lead. Butts from straight away. He'll fire that 3. It's off the rim. Taylor high into the air to get the rebound. Count it. And there was a foul as Deion Taylor got the putback basket.
And Taylor at 5'8". Not a guy you're expecting to see down low getting offensive rebounds, but doing just that against what is a pretty tall Martinsburg lineup in right now with Fowler and Sutherland.
All right, come on. He did that against 5'9", Kamarian Dow. So Dow had him by 1 inch. Dow committed the foul, by the way. That's his 3rd. Free throw rims in and out, no good. Taylor can't complete the 3-point play. Dorn Smith the rebound. Gives off in the backcourt to Jarvis Thurston.
Just trying to give the kid credit, Matt.
Luke Fowler, left side 3 on the way. Off the rim, no good. Jess Sutherland goes over the back to get the rebound.
Yeah, leaning a little too much on Taylor. Has that size advantage. When you're using the body to lean in as you're reaching over, you're going to get that call. And when there is that size advantage, it just makes it that much more obvious when you're going over the back.
Pretty easy call. That is now 10 fouls on Martinsburg, meaning it will be the double bonus. 2 free throws are coming for Deion Taylor. That's D-A-I-O-N, the 5'8" sophomore. He was on the varsity roster last year as a freshman. One of 5 returning players. One of 2 returning starters able to play. One of those returning starters from a year ago, Ahmad Lassine, unavailable due to injury. He got in 7 games this year before the injury occurred and averaged 10 points a game. Same thing for Jaden Wilkie, who played for 7 games. He is out. Since that time, he averaged 13 a game in his time. Both foul shots up and good for Taylor. 73-43, the Martinsburg advantage. Jess Sutherland into the front court, left of the lane, pulls up from 14 feet away. It's off the rim, no good. Jefferson rebound, and Murray goes up that far sideline. Murray going all the way to the rim where Sutherland swats it out of bounds. Kamarian Dow hit the deck. He was hoping to draw a charge, but the 6'4" Sutherland swatted the shot, no foul called. Taylor triggering the inbounds. Gets it into Butts on that right wing beyond the three-point line. Gives it right back to Taylor. Left-hand dribble drive into the lane. Put up the shot with the left hand. It's off the rim. No good. Charles Thurston with the rebound.
And a little get-off-me shove afterwards.
Gets it ahead to Cyril Ngasa, who's checked into the lineup. And that's Ngasa who takes it to the rim and gets the lay-in. 75-43, the Bulldog advantage. Little hesitation move for Johnson on the right side of the floor. He gets to the rim and puts it in, and there is a foul. Cameron Johnson into double figures. He's got 10 points. Still a little conversation going on between Cyril Ngasa and Cameron Johnson. Count the basket, and clearly the foul was on Ngasa. 11 team fouls in the second half after only 6 in the first half.
And Matt, you look at the 5 on the floor right now for Martinsburg. This is a 5 that sees a lot of time on the JV level as well. They're the guys that are the hybrid players going up and down, as the shot for Johnson up and good on the old-fashioned three-point play. But some learning experience for these younger guys. May not see a whole lot of time elsewise.
A 30-second timeout being taken by Jefferson, and head coach Richard Lewis gives us a chance to remind you, coming up tonight at 10 o'clock, it is 7 days to Sunday. It's a 2-hour program that'll take you from 10 to midnight. Get all the latest on the upcoming Super Bowl between the Chiefs and the 49ers. Tomorrow night, we've got Miller time from 5 to 6. That'll be radio only, because on the TV 10 side, we'll have Shippensburg at Shepherd in a women's and men's doubleheader beginning at 5:15. On the radio side at 7 o'clock, it's the West Virginia Mountaineers visiting Texas Tech. Out of the Jefferson timeout, Ngasa, full court to go, gets the inbounds to Jarvis Thurston, trapped in the backcourt, gets it ahead towards Luke Fowler, taken away from him and goes out of bounds. That one got popped up into the air and went out on that far sideline off of Jefferson.
Yeah, and Luke Fowler tried to reach that basketball. He's got to go full force after the basketball in that situation. I think saw Silas Murray coming in very quickly and didn't want to draw the foul, but in that case, two guys going at it, you just got to use that body to your advantage as well and go get that basketball rather than just trying to reach for it.
Kamarian Dow trying to drive the left baseline and then spin towards the basket, was grabbed and fouled. That's Dayon Taylor, and that's his 5th personal foul. Taylor is going to exit with 6:23 to go in this one, and he'll finish with 14 points. He knocked down a pair of three-pointers. And also went 4 for 7 from the foul line. Kamarian Dow's free throw up and good. He's now 3 for 3 from the line on the varsity level. So right now you've got Butts and Johnson, Murray, Barlow, and Slaughter on the floor for Jefferson. Dow gets them both.
And Dow showing he's good from the foul line. Shouldn't get there all that often.
77-46, the Bulldog advantage. Johnson on the left sideline, tightly guarded there by Luke Fowler. Giving to Butts, send to Murray between the circles. Dogs in a 2-3 zone. On the far wing, Barlow had it momentarily. Now swinging around on the left side to Johnson. His 3 off the mark. Sutherland tipped it. Fowler grabbed it. Bulldog basketball. Thurston on the left wing, firing a pass down low for Cyril Ngasa. But Joseph Slaughter got back and put a hand in the lane and knocked it out of bounds.
Yeah, I thought Barlow may have been able to run that one down on the baseline. We saw his speed a little bit earlier. Not an easy basketball to get to. After seeing the quickness of Barlow, I thought he was going to at least try to make an effort to run that one down. Instead, decided he wanted to play a little more defense.
Inbounds through the hands of Thurston, grabbed by Dow on the left side of the floor, and Dow cutting to his right, gets into the lane, and the floater up and good. 79-46, the Martinsburg advantage. Butts with his back to the basket, brings it out on this left sideline. His three-pointer too strong, and the rebound to Jarvis Thurston. Bulldog basketball. 5.5 minutes left in this one. It'll be a 4-game winning streak snapped for Jefferson as Ngasa from the right corner shoots the 3. It's off the backside of the iron. Jefferson works into the front court. It's Barlow with it on that right sideline, out top to Butts. Butts now into the lane, right hands it up. Kind of a jump hook on the run. Rolled off the rim, the rebound to Slaughter. Stripped to the ball by Ngasa, and a foul on Joseph Slaughter. So that's a rebound and then a turnover. And that's going to send Ngasa to the line where he has shot just one free throw on the varsity level this season. Did he make it or miss it, Matt?
Why you put me on the spot like that when you have the answer right in front of you?
Got a 50-50 chance.
He made it.
He missed it. He's 0 for 1 from the line. Much like you, he missed it. And he missed it again. This free throw, short off the rim. Didn't get his legs into that one.
Hush up over there, Alderton.
And Gossip
Big Bird
with another opportunity. This
there
one
it is.
Rattles around and drops through.
Good job, young fella.
80-46. It's not good to be a crumb near a Big Bird, is it? Martinsburg in command, now under 5 minutes left. Slaughter sending a pass on that far side, knocked down by Dow, but grabbed by Barlow. Jefferson maintaining possession. On the near side, that's Prutzman. His left wing three off the mark. Slaughter the backside rebound. Shot blocked from behind by Thurston. Bulldog basketball. In the front court, Dow giving to Fowler. Right corner three on the way. Got it. Luke Fowler with his second three of the night. 83-46 Martinsburg.
And you look at Fowler's season average in the games he's played, averaging about 5.2 a game, so this is right on average for him.
Into the lane, Barlow sending to Slaughter to Haynes. His deep right side three comes off the back of the rim. Rebound to Ngasa. Pass up the floor, stolen at the midcourt stripe. Haynes going to drive it to the basket. A little too strong in the rebound to Cyril Ngasa. Outlet to Kamari and Dow, to Fowler, to Thurston. Reverse layup, and no good as it rattled through and came out. Butts with the rebound and Jefferson the other way. Pass to Barlow from the right corner. His three off the backside of the rim, and as Luke Fowler grabs the rebound, Slaughter reaches in and picks up his fourth personal.
And you talk about preventable fouls. Slaughter, no chance he's getting that rebound. Luke Fowler had both hands on it, and I think probably more of a frustration foul than anything.
So Luke Fowler will step to the line where he's an 88% free throw shooter on the varsity level, making 7 out of 8. Both teams in the double bonus. Free throw pops in and out, no good. Into the Bulldog lineup. We have a number 20 who's not on our roster, so brought up from the JV level, and we were not given that name. We'll have to check on it. As Joe Sands, who was not on the Jefferson lineup, checks in. We were able to get him early on. Luke Fowler puts the second foul shot up and through. 84-46, the Martinsburg lead. Jefferson with the basketball, under 4 minutes to play. Johnson with it deep on this left wing. Passes down in the corner. Now back out to Haynes on that right side. That was Prutzman who had it momentarily. Now Barlow with it on that right wing. Barlow given to Johnson on the left side. Still well beyond the arc. And now Jarvis Thurston steps in, almost got the steal. Johnson regains control, takes it to the rim, and is fouled. 2 free throws coming for Cameron Johnson. Fouls on 13. Cyril Ngasa, he'll pick up his second. Still efforting is that
Avion Blackwell.
There you go. So Avion Blackwell wearing number 20 for Martinsburg. And Johnson at the line. Foul shot off the mark. No good. 74% foul shooter. He's just 3 of 5 in this one.
Thank you, Aaron Byler, for the second time we've had to ask his help on a number we didn't have today. So I take back my comment about the horn earlier. He's allowed to make a mistake. He's helping us out.
Johnson makes 1 of 2. 84-47, the Bulldog advantage as we near 3 minutes left. Kamari and Dow in front of the Bulldog bench on the right side of the floor. Skip pass to that left wing to Fowler. Out to Blackwell. Back to Fowler. Again to Blackwell. And a traveling violation on Blackwell.
Just forgot to dribble the basketball. Saw Laney wanted to go down. Just forgot to put the ball on the deck.
I think it was because Cyrus Murray got a hand on it, and that caused the stutter step as he wanted to go but couldn't. Under 3 minutes to play in this one. Next up for Martinsburg, they're at Broad Fording Christian Academy on Friday night. Game time at 7:30, our pregame at 7:10. Next up for Jefferson, they get Hedgesville on Friday night, and we get a traveling violation on Bradley Prutzman, the 5'11 sophomore from the left side, took steps before taking the three-pointer.
Yeah, had an open three, just wanted to be a few steps closer. Apparently took 3 instead of 2.
Dog basketball, Cyril Ngasa along the right wing, giving it out top to Blackwell. To Thurston on the far side. His pass in the paint intended for Sutherland, but knocked by Sands out of bounds. It will stay with the Dogs. Thurston to Ngasa between the circles, controls that dribble. Now passes off, and it's an easy steal. Sands taking that one away. 2.5 minutes left in the contest. Johnson into the front court. Sending to Haynes. He'll fire a right side three, and it's off the rim, and the rebound to Sutherland. Dogs are going to have over 50 rebounds in this one. Cyril Ngasa on the right wing. Sends to Blackwell on that left wing. Still well beyond the arc. He looks to dribble into the lane, and as he went up for the layup, he lost it out of bounds.
Yeah, it was a good take, little hesitation, and little head movement to try to get the defender off his trail, and had a wide open lane on that left side, just lost the basketball on his own going up.
Peyton Corwine checking into the lineup for Jefferson. He's a 5'11 sophomore. That's Corwine. Assuming that the E at the end makes it Corwine as opposed to Corwin, where the E is just silent. Although you never know. Letters in our English alphabet.
They are exciting, aren't they?
They're there for no apparent reason. Corwine with the low post on the left side, had the ball taken away. Martinsburg into the offensive end where Luke Fowler got it to Kamari and Dow, left of the lane. He floated one up. Haynes with the rebound and his outlet down the floor, knocked out of bounds by Ngasa. It'll stay with Jefferson. The pass intended for Trey Barlow. Anything on the Musselman game?
I am up. They're efforting to get a score. And the final in that one, Musselman holds on for a 60-56 win at home against the Washington Patriots, and will look like a heck of a ball game.
Here, Jefferson working to Sands, low post left side, gets into the paint, put it up with a right hand, and gets it to go.
A good move by Sands. May have gotten away with shuffling that left foot twice, but overall a good take for the young fella.
Kamari and Dow sending to Blackwell on this right wing in front of the Bulldog bench. Back to Fowler on the left side of the floor. Down low to Sutherland, and right under the basket, he'll find Cyril Ngasa for 2. 86-49. Martinsburg in front. Barlow sending to Haynes on that far side. He dribbles towards the paint, stops and pops from 15 feet out. It's off the rim, no good. Cyril Ngasa the rebound. Ball poked away from him and out of bounds. Last touch in Corwine. It'll stay with Martinsburg. 51 ticks remaining in this one. After the Hedgesville game, next week it's Musselman and Hampshire. So another pair of tough games for the Jefferson Cougars. We have a technical foul that has been whistled against Peyton Corwine, and I'm not sure what that situation was.
Had to be some words said, because didn't see any action that would warrant a technical.
So the technical on Corwine, sending Luke Fowler to the charity stripe. Free throw is up and good. Second foul shot on the way, and it is off the iron, no good. 87-49, the Martinsburg advantage. Dogs' high output this season, 107. This is now the second highest output they have had all year. Kamari and Dow down the right side of the lane, lost it on the way up, out of bounds off his hip. 8 Bulldog turnovers in the second half, 15 in the ball game. Jefferson ball, Corwine working to David Haynes up the near sideline. Haynes double teamed along the near sideline. Has it knocked away by Kamari and Dow. Dow gets the steal. Dow going to the rim and banks it up and in. Went down the right side of the lane on an angle. Made contact with Peyton Corwine. Forced that shot up hard off the glass, but down through the rim and a three-point opportunity.
Yeah, nice strong take by Kamarian Dow. He's been efforting to do that pretty much the entire game. Really has been driving in, either trying for a kick out or trying to work on that inside game.
Free throw off the mark, no good. Rebound tipped, Corwine's got it. Jefferson basketball. Corwine trying to go coast to coast, lost it. Sands slides to the floor to get it, got it to Corwine, to Haynes on the left side. His three off the rim, went actually over the back corner of the backboard, and it was Prutzman who brought it in, now passing to Barlow. Jefferson sets it up. Barlow's pass far side, knocked out of bounds by Blackwell. 12.4 seconds left. All cosmetic. 89-49. Martinsburg with the lead, Jefferson with the ball. Inbounds in the backcourt, taken by Barlow. Barlow between the circles around the screen, set by Sands, gives a little hesitation, back to Sands, cutting to the basket, shot a little strong, rebound Ngasa, quick outlet up the floor, stolen, half-court shot, nope, the Hornets sounded, shot missed off the left side of the backboard, ball game over, and Martinsburg gets the win by the final of 89-49. Martinsburg making it 7 straight wins as they improve to 10-2 for head coach Dave Rogers. Win number 775 for the Jefferson Cougars. A 4-game winning streak is snapped as they'll fall to 9-6 on the year. We'll come back and tell you all about it as we get into the post-game show, brought to you by the Mirius Group and Ameriprise Financial. This is West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
It's one of the toughest times you'll ever face when someone close to you passes away. It's a swirl of papers to sign and arrangements to be made, all while you're dealing with grief. At Brown Funeral Home, we encourage you to pre-plan. Pre-planning not only makes things easier for you, it protects you from rising costs. At Brown Funeral Home, our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown, Ranson.
Floodwaters can spread E. coli bacteria. Here's Bill Kearns from the Berkeley County Health Department about what to do if your well is tested positive.
If it's just a one-time contamination, you can superchlorinate your well, which we have instructions at the health department. They could call and talk to us. You're providing an excessive amount of bleach down the well. Then you do a runoff to get that out of the system, to get the bleach through your lines, get any contamination out there. You do a runoff of so long, and then you can have it tested again.
The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court in Martinsburg. Call 304-263-5131.
More than just carpet, Carpet World specializes in a complete selection of hardwood floors by respected names like Armstrong, Bruce, Shaw, and Mohawk, and tile by Dowell Tile, American Oleum, and Mannington for all rooms in your home. And Carpet World can update your bathroom shower with very attractive ceramic tile walls and floor. Financing with up to 12 months deferred interest is available, along with experienced quality installation at Carpet World, 2330 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. CarpetWorldofMartinsburg.com.
Lead, a 17-1 lead, and by the end of one, we're out in front 25-7. Pushed that lead out in quarter number 2. Got it to as much as 35-9, and ultimately at the half, led by 37, 54-17 in quarter number 3. A little more reasonable. Martinsburg outscores Jefferson 18-12, pushed the lead out to 72-39 going into the fourth quarter. And then in quarter number 4, Martinsburg outscores the Cougars 17-10 to go on for the 40-point victory.
It was very one-sided very early in this ball game. You have a Jefferson team that was coming in, scoring 70 points in each one of their, or on average in their contests this year, while giving up just about 64 or so. Even defensively, Jefferson just could not keep up with Martinsburg, and Martinsburg's defense came to play. They're giving up about 58 points a game, only gave up 49 to this Jefferson team, and well above their season average of 71.3 a game. They came away with 89 points offensively, and even later in the game, wasn't the cleanest fourth quarter by any stretch of the imagination, but you had a lot of kids that may not get a lot of playing time at the varsity level, so that's valuable experience, maybe for this year, maybe not, maybe for next year more than now, but still a game where, let me tally these up real quick, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 players got in the scoring column for Martinsburg, and anytime you can do that at the high school level, that's a good day.
Well, the Bulldogs kind of coasting, if you will, to the win in this one as they make it 7 straight overall and now 12 in a row in this series against the Cougars. So let's take a break, and then when we come back, we'll run some of the numbers from this one. Our postgame brought to you by the Mirius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors John Everson and Phil McCoy. Give Ameriprise Financial a call with your investment and retirement and money questions. Their number's 304-263-4343, or you could stop by and see them at 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. Again, your final, Martinsburg 89 and Jefferson 49.
Hi, this is Eric from Hagerstown Ford. I keep telling you that Hagerstown Ford has completely changed the car buying experience forever. And with a return policy easier than Walmart, Hagerstown Ford has a goal to deliver 350 cars and trucks per month. And when I say deliver, I mean deliver to you, where you are, just like Amazon does. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. The only way Hagerstown Ford can accomplish this extremely aggressive goal is to make the car buying process fast and easy. We simply refuse to play the dumb back and forth games that most dealerships want to play. There's absolutely no reason for you to waste your precious time at a car dealership. I assure you, there is no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. that can beat our price. There's no dealership that will allow you to return your new car if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely has the best price, and we'll bring the car to you. And if you don't want it, return it, period. No questions asked. There's no reason to buy anywhere else. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience and get your new ride delivered to you.
Contact dealer for details.
Time for us to take a look at some of the numbers from this one. Post-game stats brought to you by Mike Folk for Governor. Accountable, ethical, responsible. Find out more at folk4wv.com with individual totals. Here's Matt.
Let's have some fun with this one. Kamarian Dow, 6 points. Trey Sager, 11 points. 9 points for Norton Smith, 15 for Telrin Villa. Again, a lot of these starters didn't play in that fourth quarter, even late into the third quarter, so those hot totals could have been much higher for the starting 5. 5 points for Cyril Ngasa, 10 for Garrett Stobbs, 12 for Teddy Marshall. Anthony Smith contributed 11, all of those in the first half. Jess Sutherland had 2 points and 8 for Luke Fowler. For the Jefferson Cougars, 4 points for Deion Taylor, 14 points rather for Deion Taylor, 5 for Bradley Prutzman, 3 for Trey Barlow. Silas Murray had 4. Will Shively fouled out. He finished with 8 points, half of what he usually has, averaging 16 points coming in. Joseph Slaughter had 1 foul shot, good for 1 point. 12 points for Cameron Johnson, and Joe Sains finished with a basket. Those are your individual numbers. Matt, some team numbers.
All right, 4 3-pointers were made by the Bulldogs compared to 8 3-pointers that were hit by the Jefferson Cougars, so just 1 below their average of almost 9 a game. Both teams, not bad from the foul line. Martinsburg 15 of 24, that is 63%. Jefferson 13 of 20 for 65%. How about the fouls? 20 for the Jefferson Cougars, including 12 in the second half. Hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Martinsburg also had 12 in the second half, giving them 18 fouls in the game. How about the rebounding mismatch? I've got Martinsburg at 56 rebounds compared to 30 for the Jefferson Cougars.
Well, it's pretty easy to get 56 when 34 of those come in the first half.
Yeah, and a lot of them, again, tip attempts right at the rim and or, second chance, third chance, fourth chance opportunities.
Fifth chance a couple of different times. That'll get those rebounding numbers up pretty darn high.
There you go. And after 15 turnovers in the first half, not as many in the second half for Jefferson, but they still finished with 23 turnovers compared to the Bulldogs' 16 turnovers. That is a look at our numbers, both individually and our team stats. All right, one final timeout to take. We'll come back and wrap up our Mirius Group and Ameriprise Financial postgame show as we name a player of the game and as we tell you what's next for both of these teams and set up our next broadcast. Again, your final, it is Martinsburg 89, Jefferson 49.
Man, who the heck do you give the player of the game to? Luke Fowler. 2 threes in the second.
Hi, this is Eric from Hagerstown Ford. I keep telling you that Hagerstown Ford has completely changed the car buying experience forever. And with a return policy easier than Walmart, Hagerstown Ford has a goal to deliver 350 cars and trucks per month. And when I say deliver, I mean deliver to you, where you are, just like Amazon does. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. The only way Hagerstown Ford can accomplish this extremely aggressive goal is to make the car buying process fast and easy. We simply refuse to play the dumb back and forth games that most dealerships want to play. There's absolutely no reason for you to waste your precious time at a car dealership. I assure you, there is no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. that can beat our price. There's no dealership that will allow you to return your new car if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely has the best price, and we'll bring the car to you. And if you don't want it, return it, period. No questions asked. There's no reason to buy anywhere else. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience and get your new ride delivered to you.
Contact dealer for details.
At home, Jefferson falls to 4-4 on the road. It's time for us to name a player of the game, and this is a tough call really for either one of these teams.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Martinsburg, you have 11 guys score and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in double figures. That's tough to narrow down. Teller and Villa had 10 in the first half, but took a lot of shots to get that 10 points. Really didn't get comfortable until early on in that second half. And this is tough.
Certainly he was not in any kind of an offensive flow or a rhythm.
No, he wasn't. I thought Teddy Marshall never really didn't have the complete game, didn't look like he was really in that offensive flow either. I thought Anthony Smith had a good game in the first half, but really the first quarter. It had a basket in the second quarter, didn't score in the second half, so it's hard to give a player of the game. You can almost give a player of each half in this game for Martinsburg. Probably Anthony Smith in that first half, Luke Fowler 8 in the second half, Kamari Dow off the bench getting 6. But it's hard to do a player of the game when
totally bypassed the guy that I'm going with.
All right, hold on here. Who am I missing?
Trey Sager had 11 points, 5 in the first half, 6 in the third
so that's
quarter.
pretty consistent.
Had a number of blocked shots.
He did.
Did a solid job again on the boards.
Anthony Smith had a number of blocked shots too, though.
Yes, he did, but I thought Trey Sager was very consistent throughout his time on the floor, both on the defensive end and as well on the offensive end. As you know, he was there getting some of those what some people call junk baskets, the putbacks, you know, but I thought he did a nice job.
Let's go with it.
There you
go. Trey
go.
Sager, congratulations.
Our player of the game, and for that, we applaud. There you go. All right, what is next for both of these teams? Hedgesville is going to be hosting Jefferson. That will be this coming Friday night. And then next week it's Musselman and Hampshire. So 3 tough games following this one for this young Jefferson Cougar team. I'll be anxious to see how they can bounce back and respond after a very tough loss here tonight by 40 points. For the Martinsburg Bulldogs, another game that you would expect them to go and take care of. They're at Broadfording Christian Academy over in Hagerstown, Maryland. That will be this Friday night. Again, 6 o'clock JV, 7:30 varsity. We'll be there to bring you the action with our pregame beginning right around 7:10.
Looking forward to it, getting some information on Broadfording today. Fun names on our part because it sounds almost more like a hockey team than it does a basketball team. I had the pleasure of calling them last year. A lot of the same names from when they were here for day 1 of the Skip Fowler Memorial Basketball Tournament. They took on Spring Mills. So that was the last time we got to see Broadfording, and it wasn't even against the Martinsburg Bulldogs. So looking forward to getting it up there and seeing what kind of basketball they're playing this year.
Yep, and again, we'll be on the air at 7:10 with our pregame show. One other score to pass along. Again, don't forget, it was Musselman with a win over Washington this evening, 60-56. And here here at the Fieldhouse. Martinsburg gets the win over Jefferson, 89-49. We want to say thanks to each of our sponsors supporting our coverage of high school boys basketball. We thank you for joining us at each of our broadcast entities. Thanks goes out to both head coaches providing information and interviews for our broadcast here tonight. Thanks to Brian Sine, to Davis Moore, to Trent Sherman, principal, acting athletic directors here, and for all the staff and folks at the Martinsburg Fieldhouse for their help and hospitality with our broadcast coverage. Eric Sterick is our engineer at the studio. John Alderton, our TV10 cameraman. For Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller, reminding you one more time tonight, your final, Martinsburg 89, Jefferson 49 until Friday. So long, everyone.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School Basketball featuring the Martinsburg Bulldogs. Today's game has been brought to you by
Miller Honda of Winchester, the Mirius Group at Ameriprise Financial, Parsons Ford, Smallwood Small Insurance, Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, the Berkeley County Health Department, Luttrell LC Real Estate Attorney, Mike Folk for Governor, W. Harley Miller Systems, Carpet World, Bechtel Jewelers, Hagerstown Ford, the Brown Funeral Homes, WVU Medicine, and Panhandle Dumpsters.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and NBA basketball, keep it tuned to Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. All rights reserved.